G'day. Thought we'd sneak in another episode of the 4Runner build. This will be part 4, where we're doing the surf airbox, the last one we had on the shelf, a snorkel install, the flip plates, a bonnet scoop, and a few other bits and pieces. So we've unbolted the old airbox, pull it aside. Okay, so this is the surf airbox that we had. This is where we're going to position it. Just got the one straight pipe coming into the intake, and then just in this space here we're going to run the compressor. So this is a 2.4, this is the 2L motor, but on the comp truck, the way we rigged it up, it's a different crossover pipe. This is a 3 litre, and then I ended up putting the catch can there, so that pipe there will hook straight up to the snorkel that we fit in. We've just mocked up a bit of an angle bracket there, and we're going to bolt using the rubber grommet just to take out any vibration that it may give. Alright, so I'm happy with that top bolt there, but now I've got to lift up, I've got to put like a body mount on the bottom of that one. Sometimes it's just not what you need and you got to make it. This could work perfect actually. That collar's worked out awesome. So that's going to be a straight pipe across. And it's actually worked out better than I could have thought. It's just straight. It's going to go over the top hose there. It's on rubber mounts, so a bit of flex, but then this pipe here is going to hook into the snorkel. So I'm planning to use a straight silicone hose rather than this flexi one, which I had to use on this vehicle because that's a different turbo, different outlet, different shape, different angle. Alright, now we've got to see if I can find my stash of filters from a long time ago. Right, I found them all the way back here. Here's a bit of hose. We'll see if this hose is going to work to join the dots on it so we can actually run it. Plenty of these still. Beautiful. Just got to measure the length and cut this bit of silicone hose down. We should have a little bit left to come out where it goes into the snorkel. Okay, so the air filter box is in. Now sometimes, not often, very rarely, but this all just went together. I had the plan in my head, and it all sort of married in together to that crossover pipe. I actually found the pieces that I needed. This is what 500,000 K sounds like. The beauty with this is it's going to come straight in off the snorkel, come down, one bend, and it's straight into the turbo, rather than have it going S's and Y's like the old filter was. I've only had to drive maybe 100 meters through 2 gear changes, and I can feel straight away that it's got more pull in the gears with that airbox. It's a bigger airbox, more direct lines straight to the turbo. So next to tick off the list are the flip plates. We'll get under there and undo the original U-bolts. The common mod after inverting the rear shocks is to get rid of the old U-bolts. So originally the shock bolted to that was the bottom shock bracket. Now we've inverted it, we've got that welded to the other side of that diff housing. So basically that there is a rock hitter. Now to gain the ground clearance that we need, we'll put the U-bolt flip plates. So this is a super easy mod. You basically undo the nuts, drop the plate. Good idea, I sprayed these up with oil last night just to make life easier for me to undo. Sometimes you've got to cut them because they've hit rocks, but that's basically it. So much more ground clearance with the plates off. So Superior's plates have got a slotted hole in them for where your center bolt is that holds your spring pack together, and depending on what position you have that center bolt on your diff housing, you can go back and forth and the U-bolt will still pick up your axle tube. Big difference, just having the thickness of a U-bolt now under the axle tubing. But the problem I have is I didn't have, I'm driving Michelle's car, so I don't have my angle grinder in that, and the sockets, I've got to cut a lot of that thread off. So I'm just going to have to tighten them up by hand with a 22mm ring spanner and take this wheel off tomorrow and cut the threads back. That's it, we're done. The intercooler's not on it yet, but this is our next move. It doesn't look right on that car, does it? It's a 2013 Hilux Scoop, like we got on Bullet Truck. We're going to sit him right in the middle there. Pretty good match. Okay, so the bonnet's off and on the bench ready to mark the hole out. Gonna get rid of all this insulation. It's just all 35 years old, I guess. Alright, so the template looks good on cardboard. Now we'll just project that onto the bonnet. Got a couple of center lines there, center of the template, center of the bonnet. We'll mark it out. Nothing like hacking into a bonnet. Fits nicely. The primer on the cut for a bit of longevity. Alright, I've got to go and find some big washers and nuts for these bolts. Done. Looks pretty cool. To complement the airbox, we're going to fit a safari snorkel. I was so lucky to find this. An old friend of mine at ARB, he found this up in Queensland, still in a box. So it's period correct as well. We'll get this sorted. I just got to find my sharp drill bits. I haven't done one of these in a while. Last time I did a snorkel was the 4-inch one on the Cruiser, where we basically used a grinder to make the hole. Alright, here it is. 1985 snorkel. While you're there, I just want to show them which wire I crimped. So this is the off topic, but this is bypassing the backdoor switch. So it's the blue and red wire, and we scotch lock them together. So this glass opens and closes now without the door being shut. So you don't have that issue with the problems these have. Is there's a sensor that tells you the door. Anyway, back to the snorkel. Let's see if this fits. We've drilled all our holes according to the template. This should just slip in there, I hope. Dun dun dun. Wow. That's cool. It fits around the aerial, and it's inside. It's poking out, but I don't think I'm going to have the hose for that. Anyway, let's take one thing at a time. Let's get some primer on these holes. All out of primer, unfortunately. Got some yellow epoxy enamel though. Just put it on the cuts. Back to the Future. There she is. That looks cool. Now the mod that I've been most looking forward to, but I've needed to have clean hands, is Mark from Sydney Motor Trimmers in Alexandria did me up the original steering wheel. Beautiful job he's done. Charcoal with red stitching. I've been really looking forward to getting this on. I love my steering wheels, period correct ones, I love even more. Feels so good. Having the right size wheel now too, feels like it's even more power steering. No play in it, feels great. Thank you, Mark. Hopefully you've enjoyed this part, and hopefully not too long we'll be filming us out driving again. Once again, thanks for watching.